it's okay, cause I'm gon' die for this. I put my mind to this. Watch all these people, how they treat you, got no time for it. I fear no evil, got my demons, I'm just fine with them. And all these people think they know me, it don't matter to me, cause I'm gon' die for this. I put my mind to this. Watch all these people, how they treat you, got no time for it. I fear no evil, got my demons, I'm just fine with them.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the 3 Point Stance podcast with myself, Caleb, and my guy D Gray. How you doing, brother?
Good, brother. Good, brother. Excited, man. I mean, our Steelers got 1-0 every week, man. They marching away at it, man. So that's always good, man, to come off a victory, man, and talk some Steeler ball, man. It's easy to make corrections, man, after a big win. So that's good, man. That was preseason, but every win counts, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like you said, it's just preseason at the end of the day, but I mean, it's exciting to have football back. It's exciting to see what we saw out of some of the players against Tampa
100%.
Bay. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yep.
And I got the sunglasses on for a reason, because the future of this team is so bright that I can't see.
Oh man, hey, I'm just saying, man, and like I said, we were just talking previously, man. Previously off the air, man. I was just super excited about the quarterback play, man. Mitch struggled a little bit, man, and I'm super excited to see our guy, my guy. I would say my guy, the guy I've always supported, Mason Rudolph, man. Just showed us things that I knew he was capable of doing. The whole world kind of knew, but being beside this guy and see how much effort he put into this thing, man. It's an opportunity for him to scratch what people thought of him before to make a new name, man. I think that quarterback 2 spot is up for grabs, man. I think that Mason is really trying to make a run for that, man, and I think he's well on his way, man. If he continue to play like he has in his first preseason game.
Yeah, and that the poor man, I felt so bad for him. The way that offensive line was playing in front of him, it was a travesty. It was not good. I mean, Broderick Jones is out there, and he was about the only one doing anything amongst.
Yeah, man, Broderick. I was gonna speak upon that, but Broderick, man, he was one of the key players that I thought that, man, really showed up, man, for the young guys, man. I think he was a guy that really popped off on the film, man, and you really see him open up holes. I saw a couple times he was pass blocking, he was creating a width of the pocket, and more so getting guys to run around the pocket to give opportunities for the QB to step up in the pocket and make good decisions with the ball and take their time with the ball and not feel pressure. So I have to take kudos to him because he's been amongst a lot of talk all year about what does he play? Does he play guard? Does he play tackle? And I would say that firsthand. Broderick, you did a hell of a job out there, dude. Keep doing it. And, yeah, man, I mean, all love, man, from O-line to O-line. It's all love, man, and continue to keep doing it. And I think it was other guys, man, and super excited about Kendrick Green. We talked about as well, man, and his new position change. And, yeah, man, finding his role, man. We always talked about Mike T having points about finding your role. And unfortunately, man, it's crazy that center might not be his spot. It might be fullback. I mean, might have another Rosie Nix coming up. We might be coming across another Rosie Nix. I mean, we could bump a little pounds down, man. He might be running down kickoff, making huge plays, and who knows, man. So sky's the limit for that guy too. To continue to own his role, man. You know what I'm saying, as a guy that's playing fullback, as an athlete at this point. So,
yeah, and then like we're talking about, Kendrick Green and. He's not going to make this team as a center. He's got to get
100%.
some game time action as a fullback. But in other center news, one of our previous guests, Spencer Anderson, was taking center reps.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for Spencer, man. I told Spencer, man, when he first got drafted, the more you could do, the better, man. It's always going to give you an opportunity to be on this team. And may not earn a hat, but at least be practice squad at least, because then use another guy they can use down the road. But, man, I'm not surprised that he's doing center. I'm not surprised that if you see him at right tackle or see him backing up Broderick Jones, who knows? Because he's a guy that does it all, man. He just want to win. He just want to compete. Most importantly, he's love playing football. And if you want to continue to love playing football, you continue to do everything that's asked of you. And all the things that's not asked of you, which is playing center, because that probably wasn't asked of him. He probably wanted to volunteer to do it just to be part of the team. surely help the team, man, and continue to feed his family. Let's be real, man. It's about feeding your family and having a job as well too. So kudos to him, man. And I think that he's going to take off in one of those positions. And most important, I think they're going to recognize the effort that he's bringing, that he'll find himself on his team, whether it's practice squad or on the 53.
Yeah, and I mean that was something like you and I talked about with him on that show, and I think in that game it felt like it was almost every other drive he was rotating between a guard position or tackle. So, and I think
Mm-hmm.
on the show we even brought it up. He was like, "Hey man, we know we got a hole at the backup center. Let's go try and let's go try and take some snaps."
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And he did just that, man. And I wouldn't say that we was the cause of that, but I know he got pretty much more people in his ear right now than us. But man, he's a guy that just want to play, man. And being at Maryland and being a guy that was a older guy when he was there and just seeing what he played, he's kind of the same situation he is now. He just played everywhere, man. Guard. I didn't really see much of tackle, but guard, center, things like that of nature. And then once I went on and moved on to the league, he was playing tackle. I was like, wow, like where did that come from? But he's an athlete, dog, and I think he's down to earth, man. He's a guy that just want to get better. So I'm happy for him, man. I think that he's gonna earn himself a spot on this team. But another guy, man, that I mean, it's so much great positives that came from this game, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot to touch on, man. I'm super excited. Our freaking guy, Calvin Austin, the cheetah. The cheetah must all cheetahs, man, just running by guys. I mean, he's running past guys. And I mean, you talking about the same guy that struggled the first day of camp, dropped a
Yeah, I
couple
think,
passes.
yeah,
What about that now? All the people that dropped a couple passes. What about that now?
yeah.
I mean, it's nowhere to be found now, man. Everyone forgot all about that. But I'm gonna bring it back up to show where y'all came from into what we got now. Man, hey, some of the guys just lights, camera, action, baby. They just want the action. Forget Latrobe. Let's talk about game day, baby. Running past guys, man, making guys look silly, man. And then let's talk about our guy Mason Rudolph putting a dime on his chest,
On the
running right
money.
up under that, on the money. I mean, that's a duo. Mason Rudolph and Calvin Austin. Not saying Kenny Pickett, watch out. But I'm saying it's getting warm, baby. It's getting warm, baby.
I mean, I don't know if Kenny's seat's getting warm, but we know one quarterback's is possibly starting to get lukewarm because Mitch didn't
Mitch.
have the best outing in that first game. But like you
Yeah.
said, you're going from training
Yes,
camp.
sir.
There's still bumps and bruises you got to go through to get to
Yep,
that game speed level. Which, at the
for
end of the
sure.
day,
But
hopefully,
but but it's no excuse for a guy of his caliber.
yeah,
And we said this before. Mitch is the best backup QB in the league, and he's yet to show that this outing. I mean, we know what he's
yeah,
done in UNC. We know what he's done back in the day. But what about what he's done lately? And lately, he shit the bed. He shit the bed,
yeah,
and Mason Rudolph capitalized on his opportunity, and Mason Rudolph had a great day. I mean,
yeah.
great freaking day. Mason Rudolph 7 for 12, 132 yards. I mean, one TD. I mean, he was looking great, looking great. And then meanwhile, your guy Mitch Trubisky 1 for 4, 10 yards, uh, 0 TDs, and an interception, and an interception.
See
No mean to yell, but I had to,
the interception. It's
it doesn't
like
matter.
watch.
Interceptions in this column
Yeah.
doesn't
Like,
matter. Mason Rudolph had a better day.
yeah, that and then that's
Even
that's a fact. That is a
even
fact.
the young pup, even the young pup, Tanner had a better day. 56, 56. No, I wouldn't say 56. 5 for 8 rating. Well, for 36 yards, I mean, it's slim. It's still better than 10. Still better than 10 yards. Come on, Mitch. 10 yards, bro? 10 yards. Bro, I could go do better than that.
I will say in this instance that numbers definitely lie on the Tanner Morgan. I mean, granted, he's playing with a bunch of guys that probably aren't going to be there, but it was hard to watch.
I mean, hey, numbers, they kind of lie here, but hey, 5 for 8, 1 for 4.
Yeah.
Just saying. But this is about our guy, Mason Rudolph, continuing to excel on his second year out. Well, I would say second time around in Pittsburgh, first day out. Did a hell of a job, Mason. I know you would, but still got that DM. I got it.
and to kind of go off of Mason's performance, how he did well. He had deep ball still there. It's always been there. let's talk about that first opening drive for Kenny Pickett and that
Ooh,
starting offense. I mean, that was everything we could have wished
man,
for in one series.
100%, man. I mean, once again, man, from a player to player, man, those are the type of moments when you sit back in the film room. It's always gonna be things correct. We always as athletes always gonna be hard on ourselves and say, I should have threw that ball better. I should have caught it. Maybe GP said, "Ooh, I should have ran past him so fast that I ain't even have to skip and hop in the end zone. I just ran in." Who knows? But at the point is, man, that offense is super exciting to watch, man. They electrifying, man. They look like they love being around each other. They gel together. Kenny Pickett was super confident back there. I mean, hey, he was just so confident back there. He was just letting it rip, man. And he just knew every place he was going with the ball. Not saying he was close to Ben. Not saying he's close to Ben, but he had Ben like some similarities that drive. It was like almost like when the fourth quarter come and you down, and Ben is like, "Stay calm, watch this," and it's like, first down, touchdown. Whoa, what the hell just happened? That's how it was for them. Like defense, like what the heck just happened? And it's just like that's what I saw at that first drive, man. Just a confident offense from Deontay catching the ball with strong hands and getting upfield. Most importantly for Deontay now, catching the ball and getting upfield. Not
Yeah,
running, not
yeah.
reversing field, but getting upfield with his yards and being smart with the ball and covering the ball, man. And I think he threw a big catch across the field to Fire Move, I think, too, in the middle, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. He threw a big pass to Fire Move and then bang! My day one. GP to the end zone, baby. And the rest was history. Man.
It was so fun to watch. And then there was like points like their first like third and long. You're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this I don't know. Kenny finds
See O-line
Deontay on
trying to
that
knuckle up.
comeback. Yeah. You Kenny finds Deontay on the comeback. And I want to say there was 3 third and longs, but I think there was only 2, and the second one ended
Mm-hmm.
up being the
Mm-hmm.
Pickens touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, man, the ball coming out of Kenny's hands looks so much more explosive than it did last year. Like he's honestly got a lot
More
of zip on
confident,
that
man.
ball now. Yeah.
Yep, he's super confident. He knows the offense even more than he did before. And he just, like I said, he's owning his role, man. He knows that he's the leader of this team and he has to produce to continue to take this team place where he had to be. I mean, Calvin Austin and George Pickens are their top receivers, man, of the game. You know what I'm saying? Pickens had Calvin Austin had 4 targets, 2 receptions, 73 yards. George Pickens only 1 reception, only 1 target, 33 yards, but that was for a touchdown. One
Yeah.
for one, baby. That's why he's my day one, because everything just takes one time. Just once. You don't need 4 targets. Just give me 1 time. Touchdown. Automatically. That's how it got. But Calvin Austin, man, hell of a day. And another guy, man, that's jumping off the charts is a guy that we kind of been speaking about all through this camp and kind of could be a surprise cut, but it's not. Running back position. Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Man, what a blazing day, man! Just to see the versatility out of that guy out the backfield, man. His cuts and his vision, man, to get to the edge, man, and find his way in the end zone, man. That was exciting to watch, man, because he looked like Ant Mac from back in 2016 in Maryland, man, when he running all through Ohio State, man. That speed, them dreads flopping everywhere, and he just cutting and moving, and it's just like he's so quick out the backfield. I was so excited to see that come to life again, man, and it looked like he's having fun out there, getting touches, man. So
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's kind of picking up where he left off last preseason because I mean he had a hell of a preseason last year too,
mm-hmm.
and he just brings that different dynamic that we don't have in that running back room. Obviously,
Right.
Najee's a power back. He can hurdle over people. I mean, he's just a big guy. Then you got Jalen Warren. He's kind of the in betweener between Najee and Ant Mac, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
Ant Mac, who's just who can like a poor man's Alvin Kamara. That like obviously that's a lot to live up to, but that's whenever he was drafted, I was like, because I watched that game against Ohio State that Ohio State ended up winning, but
Yep.
but
Yeah, that some of that game when we lost in the overtime.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that one, yeah.
yeah,
Sorry to
that
bring
was
up bad
crazy.
memories.
That was crazy. That was sick.
No,
I
but
remember
yeah,
mine still sweating today about that one. But yeah,
I mean, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's quick. He's shifty. He can run routes. I mean,
hmm Yeah, even though he only had like one target today that day out of the backfield, but hey, it's plenty more preseason to go, pretty more opportunities to go. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man. So I mean, I'm excited, man. And also another guy, man, that on now to change gears, gets a defense side of the ball. I was very impressed by Nick Herbig. I was very impressed by. But am I shocked? No. But I'm very impressed by the guy because he showed great awareness. He shows great game speed, being able to come off the edge and put stress on these tackles to come up with big sacks, man. In this first day out, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited about this group, man. This D line group. They're becoming a very powerful, not just powerful, super fast on the edge type of defense, man. Where you're gonna cause a lot of havoc and give Cam Hayward what he want, a lot of sacks, because they're gonna step up in that pocket. And who knows? You already know the guards are going back in the backfield. So with those two interior guys, so man, that was very, very exciting for me to watch on defense side of the ball. Because you know me, I don't really talk about much about defense, but there's Herbig jumped off the charts for me.
Yeah, it was whose day one was that again?
That was yours. I
Oh,
think that was your day
that,
one.
that's
I think
that's
that was your day
that's
one. I
that's
think that
right.
was your day one.
That's right.
My day one, Corey Trice is he'll be back soon.
Yeah,
He'll be back soon.
yeah,
My day one didn't have an opportunity. He was doing well before that happened. So yeah.
yeah. But man, yeah, like you said, I mean, he looked explosive. Everything we've been hearing out of training camp, I mean, he put it on tape. He got,
hmm
I think it ended up being 1.5 sacks, but I mean,
hmm
we'll
It
call it
was two.
two. We'll call
It
it
was
two.
two.
Yeah, and I mean, he was getting past those left tackles or right tackles, excuse me. He was on
Yeah.
the right
He was
side.
on.
He
He was on.
was,
Yep.
yeah,
He was at the left end.
and
Yep. And he was. He definitely had those that tackles, man, in the backfield, man, and it was just what jumped off of me. It was just his first two steps. His first two steps, he's already in the hip pocket of the tackle already, which in my eyes, I think that's a stressful place to be at if you're a tackle.
yeah,
That's literally the hardest thing to be at is trying to recover when the ball is snapped and your defender's already in your hip. What is your next position to do? Is to open up as a tackle. You open a gate up and you give this rusher a three-way go. When I say three-way go, when you open your hips, you give him the opportunity to bull rush you into the quarterback, take the inside move, or go around the pocket. And then at this last second, Polly Hump, for all those guys know football, Polly Hump gets you the field, gets you swinging outside, and then he just hump you out, throw you out the club, and take it underneath. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I think that he has displayed a lot of speed on the edge, man. He's gonna cause a lot of trouble this year, man. But for him, he has to continue to develop more moves in his repertoire so he can be more handy, man. That he can have more moves to count on when a guy that's good. He's gonna meet some great tackles in this league that's gonna stop that speed rush. And what is your next move, Herbig? That is my challenge to you because you showed it. But once again, it's only preseason. Real ball starts in a few. So this is only preseason. We can't get too hyped.
imagine if that guy, like he's already trying to perfect the TJ move. Imagine if with his speed, if he can perfect the Highsmith spin.
I think that's very obtainable for him. I think that's very in his reach. He can do that. I mean, I think a guy right now, when you have a guy like him as a young guy coming in, they're willing to learn everything. So I think it's easy to really mold those guys where they're just so hungry. They're not worrying about money. They're not worrying about who looks good, flashiness. They worrying about making a team. This is the best time to mold those guys when they so stuck into learning. Because at this point, when you 4 years down the line, he gets paid big money here. Ain't no guy gonna teach him how to do no spin move because he got paid for a reason to do what he already did. So, with that being said, they got to grab him now while he's young and still hungry, still want it right now, real bad,
Yeah.
and that's the best time to get him.
And now that we're on the defensive side of the ball, there's three more people on this defense that I want to talk about at least. One of them
hmm
being another rookie, Keanu Benton, who was absolutely terrorizing that offensive line group he was going against. I mean, he showed it all. I mean, he was rushing the passer, he was bullying the center. He was there for in the run game. He had a big fourth down stop, and I think on that same four down sequence, he had a big play on first and second down as well.
hmm
And then he pushed. I want to say it was like three guys onto the ground, and we tackled the running back in the backfield. I mean that I don't. Good luck good luck to the NFL if he pans out to be a he's got the body type of Javon
100%.
Hargrave. Um,
Yeah, 100%. I think he's a good player, man. He's quick. He's fast off the ball, man. He got great hands, great leverage off the ball. So I think that man, his sky's limits for him as well too. And I mean, hey, interior guys, a lot of don't get a lot of love unless you earn Donald or the guys like Cam Hayward. Those guys don't get a lot of love because inside right there is not a pretty position. Pretty position is not. Let's be real. The pretty positions with Nick Herbig play, with Highsmith play. You know what I mean? Those guys do because
Yeah,
those are what people watch. But people don't watch the griminess inside, man. And that's what make those guys unique, man. Because when they have the speed to play like a guy on the edge, but they have the power to be dominant inside, that's what make them dangerous, man. And I think those are guys you hate to go against, guys fast off the ball. It's like, come on, dog, you're too fast to be moving this quick at this big at 3-10. You
yeah,
know what I mean? You should be on the edge. So man, hey, like I said, man, he continue to work his tail off, man. He will be the dominant force in this league. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He will be someone that people are game planning for week to week, and that's just only gonna make that defensive line more crazier. Man, it's a lot of young talent, man, that I'm super impressed about, man. Hey, once again, the calm man, he don't miss.
Yeah, that's
He
I mean,
don't miss.
and between him, Leal, Ogunjobi, and obviously Hayward, I mean, the future of that defensive line is looking bright. Hence the sunglasses yet again.
Yeah.
But another two guys that I want to talk about, they're also two new additions via free agency, both inside linebackers, and Cole Holcomb and Kwon Alexander. Kwon Alexander was absolutely knocking heads. He
Oh,
was,
are you surprised?
oh
You
my
surprised?
goodness.
Are you surprised? Hey, he is a typical still curtain type of linebacker, man. He's a guy that this is almost giving me the Vince Williams feel, man. Where those you having a lot of guys that can feel and hit like that.
Yeah,
And Kwon, man, is a guy that's very physical, man. He can run in space, and he's really a good player, good type of player inside the box, man. When it's come to the run game, he can get to the sideline and make big plays, and he also can put his face in between the tackles, man. So when the Steelers first picked him up, man, I was super excited about him because I've always been a big fan of him, man. Always big fan of his play style, his speed, his tenacity, and his hunger for the game, man. He really truly loves the game of football, man. You could tell by the way he plays. And I'm not saying no shot at Devin Bush, man, it's my guy, but he is gonna help revamp that room, man, and have that linebacker core solid the way it should have been when they drafted Devin Bush and thought that he was going to be kind of that role. But things ain't panned out that way, and wish the best for Devin. But right now, it's a great group they got going right now with Holcomb, Roberts. You know what I mean? Kwon. I mean, I'm super excited about Kwon, man. Like
yeah.
that was like when I got him, I was jaw dropped. Like, ain't no way. This is almost cheating, bro. Like you getting him in here. But hey, he's here now, man, and you saying nothing but a dominant force, man. Yeah, like I said, the speed and the athletic ability has always been there, man. And just the mindset to really kill every play is what makes him unique.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been missing that in that inside linebacker room since the duo of Shazier and
Stays there
Vince Williams. I mean,
100%.
it was glorious to watch. I mean, I haven't been that excited about a linebacker hit, it seems like, in a very long time. Because,
Right.
Miles Jack and Devin Bush weren't making the plays that we expected them to make last year.
I was kind of surprised about Jack, man. I was surprised that Jack wasn't really playing to the best of his ability. I wouldn't say he wasn't playing the best of his ability because being a player, that's almost insulting to say someone playing the best of their ability because things happen, injuries, playing through injuries, mindset. It's a lot it goes into sometimes. But at the same time, I'm surprised that he wasn't playing like Jacksonville Jaguars Miles Jack. The Miles Jack that got paid in Jacksonville for just killing dudes
Yeah.
and we just didn't see that. We didn't see that in Pittsburgh, and that goes back to a lot of guys. Like we had one of the best hook droppers that Mike Thomas always talk about was Joe Schobert, and we got Joe Schobert, and I played with him in Jacksonville, and also when he left to go to Pittsburgh. We just you never seen the same Joe Schobert again in Pittsburgh that he was in Cleveland. Cleveland, it was incredible. Like everywhere, all over the field, like best hook dropper I've ever seen. I mean, Mike T said it a lot, but when you see it on film, it's true. Everywhere he's always in the windows. The windows you think is open, he's always there. Pick, 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 pick. I mean, I think he caught two in Pittsburgh that year.
I think
Like
so, yeah.
what 2018, 2019. I mean, he caught like two of them. Like, you know what I mean? Two of them on Mason. I mean, I know it's Mason. I mean, everybody say, wow, it's only Mason Rudolph. But hey, 2 picks is a lot. The 2 picks is a lot, man, in one game for one person. So, hey, but it's back to Jack Bad. It was sad to see that he didn't pan out the way he was, and right there, I think he's still currently a free agent right now. So, still a hell of a
I
player
think
in
the
my
Eagles
eyes, though.
picked him up actually.
Eagles picking him up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good, man. Good for Jack, man. Good for Jack. But like I said, that linebacker core, definitely, man. I can't wait to get week 1 of the real season to see those guys and see who they go out there and roll with, man. Who's gonna be the starting 3? Because we can't forget about our boy, the hybrid backer, baby. The young pup. We can't forget about him, baby. He's ready to go. He's fired up. So yeah.
Yeah, you could almost say that Mark Robinson could, if Mark Robinson can reach Kwon Alexander, I will take that.
I
They
I
hit,
think he has this. I think he has very similarities to him though,
yeah,
speed wise, and play style. The mindset I think is very similar.
yep,
And I look at like Roberts as a very old school linebacker, very in the box, true to being in the box, and he's very smart up top. He gets people lined up, and if you come into his vicinity, he's gonna kill you. But at the end of the day, if you outrun him, if you outrun him around the edge, that's like almost like okay, that's out of his game. But Kwon is a guy that can roam the whole field. I expect no one to outrun him on the edge,
yeah,
unless it's Cheetah. If it's Cheetah or Calvin Austin or something like that, okay. But anybody else, no. I don't expect no one to outrun him around the edge. But Roberts might happen. Holcomb is very athletic as
yeah,
well. Holcomb
yeah,
is a very athletic guy too as well. So we can't. I expect a lot out of him too, man. A guy that's very swaggy on the field. I love his tenacity. He has that grit and smack his face, go crazy. You know what I mean? He loves this shit. He loves this shit. But I'm super excited for him as well too. But Kwon, let's go, baby. Here we go.
yeah. And then talking about Holcomb, I was impressed seeing how well he was moving coming off, his injury last season. This is his first game action. It looks
Mm-hmm.
looks like he hasn't missed a step at all. He looked
Mm.
he looked really good. Looked like a quality inside linebacker. Again, that we really haven't seen in the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that whole line between the middle linebackers, outside backers. Those rooms are deep.
I mean, the defense is stacked
Yeah,
from the secondary with who Pat P. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pat P. Yeah, Pat P. Back there. You have
JPJ,
JPJ.
Levi.
You know what I'm saying? Levi. I mean, it's stacked, bro.
Yeah,
Like you have Minka. You know what I mean? It is stacked, bro. Like so, and then the D line we already talked about them, and then the linebacker core. It's like that defense is like top 5 defense in the league, bro. On paper, but they have to go out there and show it every week. That's the only way it's gonna look believable because there's a lot of things you see on paper right now. The Jets look crazy on paper, but how well do they gonna play? We don't know. But just saying, Steelers, you're selling us so high right now, and we have the opportunity to literally make a mark on this league if the defense plays the way it is. Offense, I'm just gonna keep it real. Offense is always hard to score points in the league, man. Defenses, for some reason, I feel like as a player, defense always had advantage over the offense. I don't know why. It just seemed like it's easy to stop an offense than it is easier to score on defenses. It's always that way. So that is it's always I try to figure out my whole time playing career. Why is our defense everywhere I go is always better than our offense? Even when I was in Pittsburgh, why is our defense better than our offense? Why I was like, even USFL, why is our defense better than our offense? Like it's always that way,
yeah.
and it's just the way it is, man. I think the offense will come to life this year, but they're gonna run into a couple issues. But the defense is so powerful that they should get them out those situations.
Yeah, like you said, the defense on paper is good enough where the offense may only need to put up 14 points. But
Right.
granted, it's a different day and age, so that let's say that 14 needs to turn into a 21, just because of the passing that goes on in this league, and the Patrick Mahomes of the league, the Justin
Mm-hmm.
Herberts, and the Joe Burrows.
Mm-hmm.
We won't say Deshaun Watson. He threw 3 interceptions in practice to the same guy, so he's Cleveland's doing Cleveland things. But man, the I'm excited. I'm excited for this dress rehearsal game against Buffalo coming up. That's a great game to have. I believe week
Mm-hmm.
2 now is the dress rehearsal game. So, I mean, what a better team to go against
Buffalo's a
for
very
that.
solid team.
Yeah.
They gonna test you offensively and defensively and special teams because they good in all three phases, man. I think that they have a solid receiver core with the Diggs, Gabe Davis. You have a lot of good guys going to challenge the young pup like JPJ, going to challenge the old head Pat P, and also going to continue to challenge a guy that I know for a fact that's going to step up to the plate, Minka back there.
Yeah.
So they gonna go deep. They're gonna do a lot of post routes across the middle. I mean, Diggs and Gabe Davis, they love it through the middle. They love it. So it's gonna be a great challenge for you, man. And they got my young pup over there, Jay Steinberger, my tight end from the USFL there with the Buffalo. He's dangerous as well. So man, and Josh Allen been playing great for years now, man. And he continued to step up and continue to play well, great, man. So I'm excited to see, man, Herbig go put a hit on him and Herbig go, you know what I'm saying, do iron versus iron, man, and iron sharp as iron, man, and go out there and make those tackles, man, and really move their feet, man, and continue to make a name for itself, man, because the sky's the limit for the whole defense and offense. You know, Kenny, baby, and Kenny we trust. Continue to get the ball to GP. Great things that happen. And hey, don't forget about Calvin Austin. He running a past everybody. He might
Yeah.
run out the end zone before the ball even get thrown.
Yeah, and then like you brought up some of the defense players for that game. The only thing I'm going to ask, don't suit up TJ. Let him. We know what he is. Don't let him play in the preseason. Let Nick Herbig start this game. Let us see what he can do against the ones in Buffalo.
Mm.
Let us see it.
Mm-hmm.
What you got in the guy?
That's a great test, man. I agree with that. I think week 2, I think you sit all your starters on week 2. Week 2 of the preseason, you sit all your starters, man. And week 2 is a strictly young guy game. You play your starters a little bit in the first game. You completely sit all of your starters. Everyone that's really a A-listed player, a guy that you count on during the season, they do not dress. They do not dress, and if they are dressing, they are coaching. They are coaching. But game 3, you give the starters one drive and get them out of there in a young guy game again. But this game right here is a strictly young guy game, and I think that that's the approach I'm taking about Mike T and the calm man. Let the young guys go out there and battle it out and see what they got against the ones. And if Buffalo come out with their ones, so be it. Let's go. It's time to pull your big boy pants up, Herbig. Mason, Ant Mac, Calvin Austin, all you guys, JPJ, Corey Trice, all y'all, even though you're not playing, still you too. All you guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we nailed it on the head with this evaluation of some of our favorite players from the game. We didn't really get into dislikes, but there wasn't much to dislike.
Yeah, that's kind of the things we said, man. I think coming off a win, there ain't a lot of dislikes, man. But all thing I would say right now, man, is for the guys up front, man, the O line have to get better with their depth. The depth of the O line has to get better, man. They have too much talent once again on paper that isn't showing up. So, because the like you said, the O line for Tanner, that was piss poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was piss poor. But once again, it was only the first week out, man. First game asked for a lot of the guys. You had a lot of guys playing a lot of different positions. I totally get it. I've been there, done that. You got to go to mid-series to another position, and you got to flip it in your head. It's a lot going through your head. But week 2, we got to get better. 1% every game, baby. 1% every game. And I think that, man, that's going to help the longevity of this O-line through the course of the season for injuries that's going to pop up because guys are going to get hurt. It's part of the game. Hate to see it, but it's part of the business, man, and the next man up mentality. So, with that being said, man, I'm excited for week 2, man. Buffalo, baby. And yeah, man, and we'll come back with y'all with the nice analysis of Buffalo game and some of the dislikes, some of the winners and losers coming to that game, man. I think it's super exciting, man, and I'm super excited to see the guys work, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think D capped it off perfectly. All we'll ask is for you guys to comment down below. Let us know what you want to hear in these game analysis and any likes, dislikes you guys have.
And for sure, man. And make sure y'all continue to go follow on Instagram at 3 Point Stance Podcast on Instagram and continue to subscribe to us on YouTube, man. And man, as the season go on, man, we're gonna start doing a little bit of giveaways and make this thing a little fun, a little more spicier, man. And Appreciate y'all continuing to tune in to Whiskey Weekends this past weekend, man. That was great, man. Whiskey Weekend is coming up next, man. This weekend, man. So make sure y'all get ready, get your whiskey ready. Make sure you don't be behind the wheel because we got a great one this week coming up.
Yes, and as always, this podcast is powered by Steeler Nation.
Steeler Nation, baby. Here we go.